Well, this is a first. A wrap-up video from bed. Why would we ever do this? Well, we said we'd have challenges. This is a challenge we never thought we'd have. We rented this Airbnb, and well, I don't know. Maybe we'll leave you in suspense why the heck we're doing this. We'll give you a quick wrap-up of the last few days, and because this video is going to cover a few days. And so we left Gurney, and basically rode from Gurney to Thunder Bay, and not a whole lot. I'm sure I have some GoPro footage or whatever, but the real highlight was when we stopped at the Terry Fox Memorial, and we have some video and such to show you from there. After that, we came here to this house in Thunder Bay, this Airbnb. Came here for 2 nights. Last night there was a couple in the basement below, a couple of women. No problem, everything went fine. We did tour around Thunder Bay a little bit today to see what we could see. Alrighty, we're on the move. So this is our day to kind of check out Thunder Bay a little bit, and that's what we're doing. So we had to wait. It was rainy this morning. Rain. So I produced a couple of episodes and got ready for the thing I'm doing tonight. And now we have a bit of time. This is going to get noisy, I can tell. But now we have a bit of time to check out Thunder Bay, and so we're headed towards the marina, which is what people tell us is the place to go to. So we'll let you know. See how it goes. And to learn a little bit about Thunder Bay, I also had a work thing to do with respect to trying to ban ads for gambling.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and members of the committee, for inviting the Canadian Psychological Association to appear today. My name is Dr. Steve Jordans. I'm a professor of psychology at the University of Toronto, where my primary research interests are in conscious and unconscious influences, memory, and the effective use of technology for education. It is an honor and a privilege to be testifying before you today on behalf of the Canadian Psychological Association. Comprised of more than 7,000 members and affiliates, the CPA is Canada's largest association for psychology and represents psychologists in public and private practice, private industry, academia, and research, as well as students. With respect to supporting mental health, Bishop Desmond Tutu said, "At some point we need to stop pulling people out of the river, and some of us need to go upriver to find out why people are falling in." His analogy highlights the need to focus on prevention when addressing mental health, because treatment approaches are simply overwhelmed, and we'd rather fewer people were struggling in the first place. Marketing gambling amounts to pushing people who would otherwise be okay into Tutu's river. It is the opposite of prevention. If we are going to allow gambling, we must ban any marketing of gambling as we do other products like cigarettes and cannabis. Our society should not push anyone, especially our children, to engage in potentially addictive behavior. The marketing we are seeing now represents one of the strongest pushes imaginable. Gambling companies are weaponizing psychology to convince anybody watching to just bet. They are normalizing and glorifying gambling in complete cooperation with sport and media companies in a way that has indeed convinced over 19 million Canadians to bet, a stunning penetration rate of over 65%. Gambling is especially addictive because of the random nature of wins. When wins come randomly, then as losses mount, the gambler becomes increasingly convinced that a win is just around the corner. We call this the gambler's fallacy. Gambling houses just need you to bet enough to experience a win or two. Then you can become hooked, chasing wins as debts accumulate beyond your ability to pay. This is why gambling companies often offer up to $200 in free bets for first-time gamblers, more than enough for them to experience a few wins, more than enough to seed the addiction. Estimates of problem gambling range from 2 to 5%, but note that these numbers are based on self-report and are thus underestimates, as most addicts deny any problem until they hit bottom. The recidivism rate is over 90%. Once addicted, it's almost impossible to stop. What's more, it is estimated that each addicted person indirectly impacts 5 to 10 others, typically family members. Marriages are ending, families are falling apart, and people with this addiction are committing suicide, many because they were pushed into a river they would not otherwise have come near. Of course, children, any child old enough to be interested in either watching or playing sports, are in the crosshairs of these marketing efforts. Children are the future gamblers, and now it is almost impossible to involve one's children in sport without also indoctrinating them into gambling. Gambling ads are in our arenas, at our sports fields, even on players' uniforms. It has become inescapable unless one avoids sport altogether. When the marketing of substance or activity is banned, it sends a strong and clear signal that that substance or activity is potentially addictive and should only be engaged with in a knowing and cautious manner. Including gambling with cannabis and cigarettes provides a consistent approach to how Canada deals with potentially addictive substances and activities. It respects civil liberties and the right to choose while warning of the dangers. More critically, it stops the push. In summary, allowing any form of marketing of gambling runs completely against our members' attempts to prevent and address mental health issues for Canadians. It pushes all Canadians to consider betting, with an especially strong impact on our children and our marginalized communities. There is no need to market gambling. Would-be gamblers can easily find legal gambling on their phone apps which can be policed. The Canadian government must not allow companies to push our population into addiction. And with all due respect, I ask all of you to help us help Canadians. As a country, we can do better. We should and must ban the marketing of gambling. Thank you for the opportunity to speak this evening. I'll be pleased to address any questions you may have.
So at any rate, we got through all that, and we got to this evening, and our plan was to get the bikes, to get things as ready to go, because we have a pretty long ride tomorrow to a place called Dryden. It's all close to 300K. And so our current basement guests show up home at about 11:30. They are all Indigenous, which just...
I don't know if that's got anything to do with it.
It doesn't really have anything to do with it. I met the dude first in the driveway. We had a great chat about motorbikes. Everything was great. But then he comes home at 11:30, and there's like 4 of them, and they will not shut up. I've yelled downstairs twice. I got dressed and went down and actually talked to the dude again, who was very aggressive. Basically, I'm not going to repeat what he said to me, but he was looking for a fight, and he said, "It's Thunder Bay. We stay up till 2 in the morning. Why did you get an Airbnb if you didn't want to be up till 2 in the morning?" Like all this crazy, stupid stuff. And so at any rate, it's now about 1 in the morning, or 1:30. Yeah, I don't know. It's about 1:30 in the morning, and yeah, we thought when you stay in an Airbnb, you get a good night's sleep. You get better night's sleep in campgrounds. Alrighty. Okay, where are we?
Where are we? We're at Thunder Lake.
Thunder Lake, getting
Ontario.
pretty close to Dryden, Ontario. Just a little,
About 11K, 15K.
yeah, 11K east of Dryden, Ontario, and within potential shooting distance of Winnipeg tomorrow. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Okay, quick little recap of the day. And this is, you know, when I do the Odyssey thing and I say there's going to be challenges, and I sometimes even think of it like Tolkien. You know, I mean, the adventures of the Tolkien characters. It's like a challenge. Today was one of those hard days, and it began last night.
Started about midnight.
Yeah. And it wasn't just, I mean, they never went to sleep. And they did maybe 2:30, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, I don't know when. And I was still, you know, my fight or flight had been stirred up. That guy was really challenging me. And I mean, I didn't want to get in a fight for 50 million reasons. And so anyway, frustrating.
Supposedly celebrating a funeral.
Yeah, I just don't get it. The level of disrespect was just amazing. So at any rate, the net result is we had very little sleep. 2-3 hours.
Knew
I'm
we
not
had
sure.
a challenging day. It was supposed to
We
rain a
knew
lot.
it was going to be really tough. Now, luckily, we made some good decisions. So we ate a good breakfast and packed everything up. And then we went to Tim's and had a thermos filled with coffee. And then we went to the Shell, filled up right away. And then off we went, coming here, basically. Now, we were supposed to stop at a waterfall. Hey, side of the road video. GoPro's not working this morning. Oh my.
What?
GoPro's not on. There's no
sideways.
GoPro. Oh, is it there somewhere?
Oh yeah, it's there. Turn back.
Oh, right, it's up here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I thought it was gone. Okay, so nice spot here, nice backdrop. Yeah, so we're on the Highway 11. It was just kind of weird. We used a new way to enter this place we're going. She just gave us the coordinates, which we found a way to enter and follow, and everything was fine. Except then mine started telling me to do a U-turn and weird stuff, and so I wasn't sure what was going on. So I passed Suze and pulled over and got her to pull over. Hers seems fine. Although we were planning on stopping at this falls and having a coffee. And we missed the falls somehow. We have no idea where they were. It was just a kilometer hike off the road. So, good chance to have a coffee as well. Maybe I'll try to figure out why the GoPro's not working. And, yeah, we'll have a little bit of a drink, a little bit of a stretch here. We've got about 257 to go, so still quite a bit. As you can see, it's raining. And it will be raining most of the day, so we're dealing with that. And a little tired from our drama of last night, so...
We'll stop there probably in Ignace and have something more.
Yeah, we'll try to stop in Ignace, which is, by the way, is supposed to be the line where the time changes. So that'll be kind of interesting to see where that actually happens. So I'm going to fiddle with my GoPro a little bit. We're going to have a little more coffee. But I think we're back on track, although we missed the falls. Whatever. Alrighty, that's it for now. I can't do a piece because I have a coffee in my hand, so can you do a piece for us? Can you do a piece? Okay, challenging. I want to talk about the challenges quickly. So first of all, the road. The road itself has almost no shoulder, very few places to pull off. Truckers want to go 110 kilometers an hour on that road, which is fine if it's nice, but when it's wet and rainy, it's hard to do that on a motorcycle safely.
Speed limit is 90 most of the way.
Yeah, very few places along the way, like literally 2 or 3 places in the 200 plus kilometers that we did that were like Uppsala or something, and then that. Anyway. Yeah, so there's very little. It's not like you went through a town and saw something. You just rode fast. And okay, so factor number 2, it was about 11 degrees Celsius all day. That's freaking cold. Like, I know that the rest of Canada is some sort of heat thing or something. I don't know. It was cold, okay?
All day I was grateful for Jordy fixing my heated gear last year, because without it we wouldn't have been able to come this far.
Yeah. It was raining at one level or another almost the whole time. From, misty stuff to all out downright. At one point, starting to fear standing water.
Not really pouring, though. It was never...
it feels like it's pouring sometimes. When you get that tick, 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 tick on your helmet, you know it's coming pretty hard. But anyway, so just challenging that way means, basically what all that means too is you have to have your visor down the whole time, because rain hurts. And so you got your visor down, you're looking through a rainy visor on 2 or 3 hours sleep on a road that just is going fast with truckers on your butt all the time. Yeah, it was like, and it was crazy windy, buffeting you, just pushing you all left and right and whatever. And so it was a hard road. We took a couple stops along the way. So since the GoPro's not working this morning, I'll figure that out tonight. Just do a few more updates from the road, and it turns out this is one of those times where there's no stops on the road anyway. There's no Tim Hortons, there's nothing. So we were lucky. We stopped at a Tim's this morning, Thunder Bay, put some coffee in a thermos. been living off that as we've been going. There's been nothing, and it's like 12 degrees, rain off and on, transports continuously, including crazy ones that are just coming right down on you like nothing. It's been pretty challenging, especially given we got very little sleep last night. But we're
Thanks to our downstairs neighbors.
yeah. But we're about we're about 40k from a town called Ignash, and it should have gas and lunch. So we're going to get gas and lunch, and then once we do that, we're only about 90k away from where we're stopping for the night, which is good because again, this is just cold, yucky, and we've heard it's like 30 degrees in Toronto today. There's a heat bubble somewhere in California. You wouldn't know it from where we are. This is like early spring or something. I don't know what it is. It's this road. I think we're always going to remember this road between Thunder Bay and Winnipeg. I get the feeling this is just one of those things you got to find your way down. Yeah, survive. So anyway, all going reasonably okay. Yeah, all going reasonably okay. We'll be fine. We'll report in probably from lunch. All right, here we are once again on the side of the road.
Here comes the truck.
And here comes the truck. Yeah, we've just been going from where we stopped to our Airbnb. And as you can see that it's still raining. It's just been continuing. Not heavy rain. We had a little bit of heavy rain. And the good news is when we had that, well, this wasn't good news. When we had the heavy rain, it started to be a pooling a little bit, and that was a little dangerous, but that was the only time. Mostly it's just damp roads, but high winds, super high winds, blasting us from every direction. Whew, it's been a real challenge, this part of the road. But we've got only like 20k to go, something like that. Is that 26k to go, and we've got a cozy room waiting for us, which is good because it's 11 freaking degrees here. This is crazy, 11 degrees in rain. So the home stretch, next time you see us, you'll see us in a cozy little room with lemon bread.
Lemon bread.
Hopefully fresh lemon bread.
Yep, lemon loaf, lemon bread, something like that.
Alrighty, from the road. We did have one incident where we thought right at the end, because that's when things happen. Do you want to tell the story?
Oh, sure. I knew we were going to turn onto Jack Lake Road.
Yeah.
And I saw a sign for it, and there was a trucker right on Steve's butt. And so I was trying to get off the road quick.
So she wanted to take a right pretty quickly. And the trucker had no idea that she was going to do that.
Well, I had my blinker on for a while.
Yeah, but it was just not a typical thing, I would say. It's not a typical thing a trucker would expect, I guess. But he was still coming hard, and we wanted to slow down and turn right, but he was coming hard. And I realized at some point that the turn was further ahead, that it wasn't really where Sue thought it was.
Well, it was the same road, but anyway, this one had a lot of gravel, loose, soft gravel.
Yeah. Yeah, I managed not to go on that loose, soft gravel. I stayed on the shoulder because I knew we had to go further. But Sue had already gone in, and so she had to turn her bike around and try to get out. Yeah.
Yeah, so trying to get in, I was doing pretty good, but right at the end, I dropped it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No damage.
It's just loose, uneven dirt. And it's really hard to navigate, especially a way down bike. And so from my side, I just wanted to tell you, get a little bit of the drama from the other side. I was just sitting on my bike with it idling, on the assumption that Sue was going to pull on out of there and go on the road, and I'd be ready to join her. So when she falls, and the bike sort of falls on her, your instinct is you want to be right there, like right now. But no, you got to put your bike down into, first gear, flip it off, put the kickstand down, lean it down, slowly jump with your leg off. And you got to do all these things before you can do what you want to do, which is get right over there and help her. And it's just kind of weird. So she was fine.
I was lucky it was uphill, a bit uphill, and like I say, the bike, it just was very easy. It was just getting all this gravel, spinning.
Yeah, but she was fine. Bike was fine. we got back on our way and got to here. So, but a little drama, just a challenging day. We're so glad to be where we are. It's a beautiful little, I'm going to try to give you a spin.
Beautiful, quiet space.
Just a nice, it's not big, but everything is just done well. Like coffee machines and stuff like that, right down to the lemon bread that's waiting for us. A really nice bathroom over there with a really nice shower that we're gonna, oh heck. Let's show you the shower, because this is a pretty...
Oh, I thought you were going to show them something light.
Oh, no, they're going to show them, how do we put the light on this shower? I don't know, there's probably a better light somewhere. But you get the idea, I think. Very cool shower after being in the rain and the cold and the wind all day. That seems like a really great idea. Yeah, so we're here.
This is our home for the night.
We're safe. We're looking forward to a great night's sleep. And looking forward to maybe checking Ontario off our list and
That'd be so cool.
ending up in Manitoba tomorrow.
It would be really cool to be in Winnipeg, because that seems like a...
Yeah. And we might do 2 nights in Winnipeg. We're kind of thinking we might do 2 nights so that we can sort of spend a day and, see the town a little bit and et cetera. But we don't know. In fact, we decided not to decide until lunchtime tomorrow because we don't feel like it. So we're going to relax tonight.
And we're just going to see how far we go depending on the weather, so...
Yeah, because this weather's been crazy, man. It's April. It's April weather, windy April weather in June. I don't get it. But yeah, it is what it is. So we'll see tomorrow. And yeah, that's it for today.
Cheers.